Hi everyone, Kelly here from Carcraft Auto Tech, and today we're going to do a quick video on a set of Gorilla Ultimate Wheel Locks. So this is what we have here. We have part number 96643BDX. These are going on a 2017 Ford Mustang GT, and these are 14mm by 1.5. Let's check it out. Alright, well, let's open up the box and let's see what we got here. So pop this open here. And let's see, inside we have the identification card, I guess for the lock key, even though they're all the same for these models, so I guess it doesn't really matter which one you have, but it comes with that. And let's open it up, and we have them all inside there. Oh, it's already open, and let's pull these out, and there we have it. So there's the flange key, and then there is the number on there. I don't know, you probably can't really see that, but it does have the Gorilla stamping and the part number on there, pretty tough to see, and it does say M14 by 1.5, and that's the thread pitch. Alright, let's get these going on the car. Alright, so next we have the wheel key. So it does take two different sizes. The main size on the back here is going to be a 13/16. The one thing I would note, it does use a second size. It is a 7/8. If you're going to use that, I wouldn't actually want to use a shallow socket, as it just doesn't go quite deep enough. I would want to use a full deep 7/8 socket. That way it goes all the way down, and then you have no worries about stripping out your key or anything like that over time. Alright, so let's go ahead and take off one of the wheel nuts. Now, luckily enough here, I'm in an automotive shop, so I'm going to be using a lift to pick up the vehicle. If you're doing this at home, you will have to jack up the car and secure it properly. If you don't know how to do that, I would definitely look in to make sure you're doing that safely and securely. The one thing I will do is, of course, if you're going to take your wheel nuts off before jacking it up, you're going to want to loosen off all the wheel nuts by hand. Alright, so now we got the vehicle lifted up here. So what we're going to do is, obviously we're going to change out the nuts. So most people at home might be working with hand tools. That's no big deal, of course. You may have an electric impact or something like that, but if we're pulling off the old nuts, I wouldn't be too concerned about it. Do whatever you like. But one thing we will be worried about is when we're installing the new nuts. I would probably not use an air tool or an electric. I would definitely want to do that by hand, not because it's going to damage the actual nut, but the finish. We're obviously you know, they're expensive nuts and you're worried about the finish. You're definitely going to want to install those by hand. One thing to note as well, if you want to leave it, instead of flopping around on you, you can leave one of your old nuts on before you install the new ones. And we'll just get these all going on by hand here. Alright, so we got all the nuts on there, and what I'll do now is I'll just lightly torque these down by hand, just so I can put it back down on the ground. All right, there we go. Now we'll lower it down. All right, so let's go ahead and get the wheels torqued there. So a couple things there with torquing. One thing we're going to be aware of, that we are wanting to torque this in a star pattern. I'll put up the all data printout that I have, which shows the star. No, I'm sure everyone can get that, and it shows 148 foot-pounds. It just might be good information. Maybe there's something in there someone might not know about. The one other thing you might want to note as well, make sure that when you are torquing your wheels that you have enough room in the fender so you're not marking your car or anything like that. That being said, you also want to make sure that you're not using much of a long extension either. You will lose a little bit of torque there. You want it to be as accurate as possible. So usually we're going to use a deep socket. Maybe we use a 3-inch extension or something like that. So let's go ahead and get these wheels torqued. Today I'm using my Snap-on digital torque wrench here. And the one other thing to note as well, obviously when you're torquing the wheels, you want to make sure you have your e-brake applied, or have it in park, or blocks under the wheels. That way it's not trying to roll away on you when it's standard transmission. If you have a neutral, it will roll, of course. So I thought I'd also do a little bit of a review on some older Gorilla nuts that I had installed before. So here we have a set for my wife's 2013 Ford Focus. This is a 12 mil 1.5. There's the number there. So it's this style. So as you can see, I'll put it up a little bit closer. They're still in reasonably good condition. The fronts still look pretty shiny. The one thing I have been using these ones with impact on and off. So ones like this, you can see a little bit of wear on just the edges here, but if you were to just do them with hand all the time, I doubt you would probably get that much wear on them. So I thought I would just add that also into the little bit video. I think they've aged quite well considering they're about 5 years old now. So there you go. That's where we'll leave it. Thanks. Bye-bye.